Hello, and welcome to the Viking French door refrigerator training. This training will cover model RVFFR336SS, product number 7293740093. I'm your trainer, John Oliver. In these videos, we will cover, in the first video, serial tag installation and overview. In the second video, display, which is a user interface. In the third video, top and door components. In the fourth video, fresh food components and sensors. In the fifth video, freezer components. In the sixth video, rear components. And in the seventh video, service mode and error codes. All of this information will be taken from the user install manual and the service manual. So let's get started. Part 1, serial tag installation and overview. The serial tag is etched into the left side wall inside the fresh food compartment. On this tag, you can find the model number, the product code, or product number, and the serial number. Now, the serial number also tells you some additional information. The first two digits and last two digits will tell you the year and month of manufacture. So in this instance, this would be manufactured in September 2021. Now, this is important because your warranty is a 1-year full warranty. You have a full 90-day cosmetic and residential plus warranty, 6-year full sealed system warranty, and a 12-year sealed system parts only warranty. If the customer doesn't have their receipt, you can take this year and month of manufacture, add 3 months to that to allow for time for it to be shipped to the store and sold, and make that the date of purchase. If it falls within this warranty period, you can claim it as a warranty job. If it doesn't, they will need to show proof of purchase. You can also find the gas type, which on this product is R600A, isobutane. You can find the charge amount, which is 2.61 ounces. And you can also find the high and low side for your sealed service work. Okay, for installation, we're not going to cover a lot of factors of installation, a lot of aspects of installation, but one thing that we have to cover is that we need proper airflow. We do not pull air from the front, but only from the top and sides. So therefore, we need a 2-inch clearance on the top, 5/8 inches on both sides, and 1 3/8 inch on the back. Now, to do this, we provide with the refrigerator an air deflector and 2 spacers. These must be installed. Okay, it's extremely important that these are installed. Now, the air deflector is to keep the exhaust air from getting sucked into the intake, and the spacers are just to allow a proper distance from the wall. Okay, they're very easy to install. You just have to remove the 2 lower screws on the back cover, as you see here, and then the spacers come with their own screws to replace those with. So then you'll just screw those spacers on, as you see here, on both sides. And then for the center air deflector, you're going to remove the 2 center screws, like you see here, and you'll reuse those screws. Then you'll take the air deflector, place it on the back, like so, and then replace those screws that you just removed. And that's all there is to it. Now, these parts are going to be found in the crisper drawer when the product is unpacked, so they have to be put on. Now, there is an optional decorative grill that the customer may order, and if they do, they're very easy to install. You're simply going to pull the freezer drawer out, and then you'll place this grill, this decorative grill, right on top of the adjustable feet, and then we provide 2 nuts that you can fasten it on there with. And while we're at this point, I just want to mention that the front 2 feet are adjustable, and you would just rotate them clockwise or counterclockwise to raise or lower them. And they do have rubber pads on the bottom of them to keep the refrigerator from pulling forward when you open the door. So those definitely need to be put down, because if you don't put them down, it's just sitting on rollers. So you need to pull those screws down to keep it from rolling. That's all we're really going to cover as far as installation. There's not much more to installing it that's different from any other product out there. So let's do a basic overview of it. If you open the doors, you'll find that the display, the user interface, is right in the middle on the top. and this is where the customer will change temperatures and turn different options on and off. We do provide an internal water filter, which you can see in the upper left-hand ceiling. We do provide 4 half shelves and 1 full shelf inside the fresh food compartment, and then 2 bins and 1 crisper drawer down on the bottom. Okay. On the door, we have 6 door shelves, 2 covered, 2 adjustable, the middle 2, and the bottom 2 are 2 gallon jug holders. On the door, we have a flapper heater. This is to keep moisture from building up between the 2 doors. And our internal water dispenser. We do not put the water dispenser on the outside. It's going to be located on the inside left wall. The water reservoir for that dispenser is located between the 2 crisper drawers there, the 2 bins on the bottom. The freezer is a drawer, it's not a door, so it will pull out, and if I remove that so you can see inside, you'll see that we have an ice maker. That ice maker makes approximately 11 pounds of ice a day, so it puts out a lot of ice. On the back wall inside the fresh food compartment, if I remove that back wall, you can see we have an ionizer. Now, an ionizer infuses the compartment with negative ions that attach to odor particles and pull them out of the air. In a later video, we'll show you a charcoal filter that absorbs those odors. One thing to note here, as I've removed the back wall, is that the fresh food evaporator and sensors and heater are all not accessible. This unit does have 2 evaporators, one in the fresh food and one in the freezer, but only the freezer evaporator is accessible. The fresh food evaporator, its sensors, and the heater for the fresh food compartment are not accessible. Now, this design is a very effective design, and we've been using it for decades. The 2 evaporators give you a lot of benefits. One is that the temperature control is much more accurate and quick. Because you don't have to move air from one compartment up to the other compartment, the temperature control is very quick. Each compartment is just regulating its own temperature, not moving air from one to the other. In fact, there is no channel between the 2 compartments, so that's another benefit, is there's no odor transfer from one compartment to the other. They're completely individual, completely separated. This also is a benefit in that we have that fresh food evaporator sealed in the back wall, so it's not exposed to the air like a traditional evaporator would be. And what this does is it creates a higher moisture content in your fresh food compartment because the evaporator is back foamed into the wall. This will really help in longer food preservation because the air is not quite as dry. Now, we often get asked the question, well, if these are 2 evaporators, is there a switching valve between the 2? No, there's no switching valve between the 2 evaporators. So when the freezer is calling for cold air, your refrigerant will be running through the evaporator in the top. So how do we maintain the temperature? Well, we do it by 2 different ways primarily. One is that we don't turn the fan on when the freezer is calling for cold, so we don't circulate that air. But you'll also remember I mentioned a heater up on the top. Now that heater is to offset the temperature so that it stays where it needs to. It's not a defrost heater, it's a fresh food heater. And what we're doing is we're keeping it balanced. So it's, you know, the evaporator is going to be getting cold, but we want to maintain a fresh food temperature, so that heater will come on to offset the cold temperature. Okay, that's the end of the first part. Please continue on to part 2, where we'll cover the display, which is the user interface. Thank you.